Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of English with Sarvi. Well, today I have a new idea. Actually, it was not my idea. The other day, I was added to a group, an observation group that some other colleagues of mine had created to observe each other, reflect on themselves, reflect on each other's lessons. With the pandemic, I think this is one of the advantages of the pandemic. Online sessions and online classes became popular, so now we get the chance to observe each other more and to learn more from each other. So I thought, why not sharing like a recording of my lesson on my YouTube channel, and we can reflect on it like with more teachers. So this lesson that I'm sharing with you right now is actually taken from the Speak Out Intermediate book, pages 23 and 24. The first part of the lesson is going to be reading. A complete reading lesson. Of course, the purpose of the reading will be giving a lot of exposure of past forms to our student, because afterwards we will have grammar taken from the sentences of the reading. But I saw that it was a complete reading, it is not just exposure. I try to create enough chance for my student to have enough speaking time through dividing the reading into different parts. With the readings that give us that chance, we can actually skip the flipped learning, which is really popular right now to teach reading and listening skills. If I want to explain briefly, you somehow assign your student to read the reading part at home after you have engaged them to the topic of the reading, and you have given them, the blocking vocabulary items. You have taught them the blocking vocabulary items. You ask them to, you assign the reading to be read at home. You can even give some controlled practice afterwards. For them to even do at home, and during the online session they can just start reflecting on what they've done at home and talking about the reading. So I skipped that part because I think it's not necessary for all our reading lessons, but at times it can really be useful. So let's just go and watch the video together, the recording of the lesson, and then we can start talking about it.
We finished this part.
We did. Simple past and present perfect.
Yeah, I remember. So, do you watch a lot of news, Sajjad?
When I was in Tehran, my dad always watching news at 7 p.m., 8:30, and 9.
Okay.
He watched all three.
I
don't know why. They're all the same.
So your dad did it a lot. What about you?
Yeah. Not really, because I don't want to ruin my mood. No.
You don't.
The news always is in Iran. You barely heard the good news.
Good news. Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about. And these days, I guess nowhere, because of the coronavirus. I guess nowhere you hear good news. Nowhere.
And recently they had some good news, but not in Iran. They vaccinated whole the country, I think, in London and whole England.
Okay, that's great. So, I want to know, you said that you don't like watching news a lot. So how do you keep up to date with the news?
I get most of my news from BBC Persia Instagram page. And I keep getting news in Instagram because I've been in Instagram since I don't know, too long.
Yeah.
So
since it has started, right?
Easily. Yeah. Not from the beginning, but 2 years later, I think.
All righty.
After the app started.
Great. Sajjad, I will show you a slide I am not sure if we have worked on it or not. You take a look and tell me if I am correct. So let's go. Have we worked on these before?
Oh,
I
no, we
don't
don't.
remember we have. Okay, good. So, we talked about how you usually keep yourself up to date with the news. Usually, you prefer social media. Now, tell me, in the last 5 years, what have been the most important stories?
Most important stories the last 5 years was, I think it's coronavirus, because
Mm-hmm.
we're um, dergir budan,
Hmm.
um,
How can we say it?
complete. No,
Hmm. Imagine you don't know the word. Try to explain
okay.
it to me.
Uh, we've in the pandemic,
Uh
so
huh.
uh, I think the most important news is coronavirus and how they get the vaccine, how they create a vaccine for the coronavirus,
Mm-hmm.
and how much they cure, how much they did, how much still. I really want the word for that.
A struggle with here.
Australia, like
Okay.
uh, how much they struggle with the coronavirus, still
Mm-hmm.
struggle with, uh, and I think it's the most important news. Yeah.
Okay. What else? Come on. We have a lot of other ones. Like, I guess the.
Other ones like Raisi coming to
Okay.
going to president.
Yeah,
Come on.
new president. If and we can go back even because we are speaking about 5 years ago till now, so we can talk about the plane crash.
I think
Yeah, there
yeah,
was a
plane
plane
crashes
crash.
definitely hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and the price of oil going to 3,000 Oman,
Yeah. Okay.
and it's going to whoa, so many flights for the fuel for
All right.
nothing else.
That's it. Good. Take a look at the photos. Okay. Um, what do you think? What stories do you think you can see in the photos?
Um, the NASA going to the moon. I
Okay.
think first one.
All right. What else?
The second one, who is he?
I don't
I
know.
don't know, but I think
It's a singer. That's all I know right now.
yeah, I know the big concert, the rock concert
Mm-hmm.
is going on,
Okay.
and the third one I think is it the red carpet? No, I don't know.
They
What's the
they
third
they
one?
look like politicians to me. I have no idea who,
Uh,
but they do look like politicians. Okay, listen to the audio I just
politician
sent you.
gave formal hat. Okay.
Go on, listen and tell me. Which stories can you see in the photo? The ones that you can, from the ones you can hear, which of them you can see in these photos?
Okay.
Good. So.
I think the third one they talk about the third picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's on as the princess dead.
Princess Diana. You're talking about Princess Diana. Okay. What about her?
Princess Diana's dead. They honor their death, and her plane crashed to the I don't know which building.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't pay attention, sorry.
So there was a plane crash. Okay, there was a plane crash and she died. Okay, thank you. Now, let's take a look at the photos again. And before we continue, I want you to tell me, do you remember the plane crash, Sajjad? The Ukrainian plane crash in Tehran? Yeah. Okay. So, what did they say on TV about the plane crash?
They say it was the human. I don't know what's the Hafe and Sunny's, but
human error.
Human error, yeah.
Okay.
It's a human error, but I don't think so.
Let's say out of TV, other people. What did we hear from other people? What did they say?
They say they do it on purpose because they gave the Americas some location to put some cruise missile to.
Really? I didn't know that. Again, tell me. This is interesting. I hadn't heard this one.
Okay. I heard it from my dad, but I don't know why, but I can't believe it either. So they say the Ukrainians plane when it take off, it's going to send the important location of Tehran. I think it's 3 location to America to target this location with the cruise missile.
Oh my god! So that's why it was hit. But nobody accepted this on TV, right? On our TV officially, nobody said it. So that's why we call this conspiracy theory, right? So we can say
what's the word again?
Conspiracy theory, because did they accept this theory on our TV?
No.
They didn't. So that's why, okay, we call it, we have it on our slide too. That's why we call it a conspiracy theory. So usually, when we say something is a conspiracy theory, first of all, is it official, Sajjad?
No, it's not.
No, it's never official, never on TV, okay? And who usually says it? I mean, who usually comes up with a conspiracy theory?
The source is unknown.
Yeah, the source is usually like, nobody knows. Where is it coming from? Where does it come from? Okay. So, let's take a look at the questions. Do we want to talk about this? What do you think the conspiracy theories were about? This is interesting. Do you know? I think in the first picture, you said, what was the news in the first picture?
NASA going to the moon.
Okay. Do you know any?
So many conspiracy
theories. Yeah. Okay. So what is the conspiracy theory, or what are the conspiracy theories behind it?
They say they never go to the moon. They shot that scene in a studio, so they can trick other people. So there was a program in TV. They proved that they going to the moon. The first one is why there is no wind in the moon. So how the America's flag is straight and it's like the wind is there. So they say there was a stick and top of the flag, so can be like that. So this is the first one, and the next one I think they say I don't know what. There's something about their movement, but I can't remember it clearly. But they prove it too.
Do you believe in it? Like, do you believe that like it's been, I don't know, the photos are taken in a kind of a studio, they didn't really go to the moon?
No, yeah, they did. They do go to the moon. I think it's just theories. They want the people who don't want to believe that.
So just a conspiracy theory, and there is nothing behind it. Okay, no proof. Good. So we don't know anything about the second photo, right? Do we know anything?
No, I don't.
We just know it's a singer. What about the third photo?
Third photo is
any.
You know, it's a plane crash is sus. You know, when you they said a plane crash suddenly happened and the plane crashed to the big building in the area. You know, you have too many radars and radars and so many things. So I don't think it's happening so easy. So.
All right, I understand. Yeah, we don't know. Maybe it's just a plane crash.
Maybe I'm too suspicious.
Okay. All right, let's check our ideas. Okay, we will start it from the first photo. I want you to read and tell me, were any of your guesses correct about the conspiracy theory or not?
Okay. This is the photo, but many people claim that Neil Armstrong is before never really happened. Suspect. But was okay, never left the Earth, but acted at the scene to photograph as a studio. Conspiracy says there was strange shadow. Oh yeah, shadow. Okay. What's that about shadows? Shadows following the photos and surprisingly no stars visible. They point out that the US flag above all then was apparently waving, although there is no wind on the moon. However, these debates can be explained logically. The lightning conditions on the moon were complicated, and the flag only appears later because the astronaut moved it. Okay.
So?
The flag is just the astronaut moved it. They say in the program they have a stick on top of the flag. So, I don't know. So there's two ideas about flag, but the shadow, I don't know what's the shadow.
Okay, I mean, did you find any of your ideas, the ones you said here?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. The flag.
The flag. So that's interesting that a lot of people think that nobody really went to the moon. Okay. But come on, we are speaking about NASA. Am I right? We are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are putting a question mark on NASA. This is big. This is something I don't know. Okay. I don't believe in it. Let's see the next one. Go on. Take a look at this one to understand who it is about.
I think when Elvis Presley, it's Elvis Presley, okay, was found lying unconscious on his bathroom floor. Oh, response was what's the meaning of unconscious?
Go ahead and continue reading. If you don't understand until the end, then we can discuss it.
Some person, his family, and friends disappeared. We tried to save him. An ambulance was called, and Elvis was rushed to hospital, where special had been prepared for him. However, the king of rock and roll was already dead when he arrived. His doctors said that Elvis died because his heart stopped delivery to claim that drugs were involved. Elvis had taken painkillers up to he had a toothache and he couldn't sleep. However, for years his fans refused to believe that Elvis was gone. Until the numerous sightings of Elvis around the world. There's even a website, elvisislife.com, dedicated to finding the truth. Okay.
So, what was the conspiracy theory? What happened?
So it's laying. It's laying. Okay. Laying unconscious. Okay, they found Elvis laying unconscious in the grandma's bathroom. So they put him to the hospital. The doctor said he's dead because of his heart doesn't stop. But they found drugs, but because he took some painkillers for his toothache. So, but their fans never accepted Elvis is dead. So
What did they say? So they thought that he was just faking it? You mean?
if I think sometimes the famous people tired of being famous.
So he started hiding. You mean afterwards he just faked it and then he hid somewhere and. Do you believe in this?
Did you see Megamind?
What again?
Megamind.
No.
Did you see Megamind? In Persian, it's Kalli Kadu.
Oh no, I haven't.
The big head, the big blue head. It's a genius. It's always fighting with the man. It's like Superman. So he was so famous, so he tired and fake his death.
Oh my god.
And it's like that.
So I guess there was another famous singer. Was it Michael Jackson? Yes, some people also believe that he's still there, right? Do you believe in this?
No, Michael definitely did because his daughter, if the Michael was alive, his daughter, it's not like now. It's never been.
Why?
Like
what's up with the daughter?
She's singing. She's a singer. So they put so many video clip and sing so many tracks and never mention his dad alive or Suti Dada maybe.
Maybe it's just a goof. You mean that if the father was alive, she would have mentioned it. She wouldn't be able to stop herself. Okay. Interesting. Let's take a look at the third story now. Oh, it's not
President John F. Kennedy.
It's not Diana, Princess Diana, is it?
No, the death of a president. No, it's for president. President John F. Kennedy was. What's the pronunciation?
We don't know for now.
Assassination.
Good, so you know it.
22nd November. 22nd November 1963. He was riding through crowds in his car when a gunman shot him once in the head. Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested almost immediately after Kennedy's death and charged with killing him. He was murdered 2 days later. A report in 1964 concluded that Oswald had acted alone, but conspiracy theories have doubts and believe more people were involved. Suspects include the CIA, the FBI, and the Cuban leader Castro. In 1979, a new report agreed that Oswald had killed Kennedy, but also concluded that the president was killed as a result of conspiracy by unknown people.
So,
Okay.
what's the story? And what's the conspiracy theory?
The story was the president going through a crowd to people see him and they put some respect on him. So and in middle of crowd there was one man. I think the name was Oswald. Killed John F. Kennedy. He shot once in the head. So they arrested him immediately. He died after 2 days. So, but I think it's not. They think it's not one person and more involved. So FBI, CIA just want to find it. But actually, there is a mini game for that. So it's going to.
What is the name of the game? Really? It's about John F. Kennedy's death?
It's a John F. Kennedy death, but it's a mobile game. It's not a very serious game. So when Oswald, there is somebody in the crowd named Oswald. But when he shot, you're a sniper. You shot with him. So the bullet of Oswald is never killed John F. Kennedy.
He's not the real murderer. Who is the real assassin? You are? I mean, in the game, you are the real. That's cool. So it can be anyone. The game says that it can be anyone. Nobody knows who it is. That's cool. The game is also actually, I guess, created and designed based on the conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, based on conspiracy.
Okay.
I can pronounce that conspiracy.
Let's do it together because I forgot to give you some drills. Repeat with me. Conspiracy.
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 Conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory.
Okay, is it better now?
Theory. Okay.
Cool. So now, this is interesting. In general, Sajjad, do you believe in the official reports about any news that you hear or the conspiracy theories?
I believe. I don't believe official reports, but I believe when I heard a news in Iran, and they just report the news who is not offensive for them. So I most of the time when it's something really.
What do you mean by offensive for them?
It's not harm their.
Okay, I got it.
Country, yeah.
Yeah. Not to the if it is like against their own benefits. Okay, they're just gonna ignore it. I get it. Okay.
So I heard the news in Iran. I heard the news like VOA and BBC. and I believe all third together. You know, BBC or VOA telling the worst news. You know, the news is something not too good as they say in Iran, not too bad as they say in BBC or VOA. So when you see too many news about one news, you can have your own idea about the news.
I get it. Okay. Do you know any other conspiracy theories that you can talk about? We talked about the Ukrainian plane. We talked about these three. Do you know any other ones?
The vaccine conspiracy theories.
What is it? You know, you are my third student that I am asking, and is very, all of a sudden says immediately the vaccine, the vaccine. This is cool. Okay, so tell me about it. What is the conspiracy theory?
The most people in America, they say they create a vaccine and they put a chip in it to, track your movement, and they put you to the robot. Right. So I don't know why this conspiracy theory is actually created, but this is.
So we don't know the source. We have no idea who the source is. Okay.
And I don't know why these theories are out. You know, when you think what kind of chip they can make to make you a robot.
Well, I am a robot now, for sure, because I had Pfizer, okay. So yeah, I am and now you might be affected by me, because you are my student, so yeah. Alright. Yeah, okay. So let's take a look at here.
So, actually, there's another conspiracy.
Yeah, tell me. What is it?
So, when you inject the vaccine, you became a big giant magnet.
Oh my god! Really? Oh yeah, I guess I had heard it. The spoon! You're talking about the spoon! Cool. Okay. Yeah, I had heard this one too. This one was a good one. Alright, take a look at here. These are some sentences taken from the same reading. Okay. So just look at the first one. Like in 1963, President Kennedy and his team, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I want you to tell me. Let me underline it for you. Wait a minute. Which tense is used to talk about, which part, let's say, which sentence is talking about the main events in the story, and which one is just the background information in the story?
Okay.
Yeah, just a sentence. Okay.
President Kennedy and his team were preparing for the next president campaign.
Okay, up to here. This is one part. All right.
It's a background information.
You think this is the background? Okay.
So the main event, I think, killed him, shot him in the head.
Okay, this is the background info, you said. And you think that the gunman shot him. What about he was riding through crowds? What is that?
It's an information.
What should I write? He was riding through the crowd.
Was right. Yeah, background information.
This is another background info. Let me write it, background info. Good. So what is the tense? Can you help me? For when I want to give like background information, what tense do I use? Is it like present simple, past continuous, past perfect? What is it?
Past simple.
Is it past?
We're preparing.
I can see ing. Is it simple?
Okay. No, it's not.
So what is it?
Past. You say present perfect, past simple, and and another one?
I'm okay with the past part. I'm just saying that I can see ing. So
Past continuous.
thank you.
Past continuous.
Past continuous. Can you help me with the form, Sajjad? What is the form with past continuous? Usually, what do we use?
I think subject.
Okay, yes, his team is subject.
Plus was and were.
Was or were. Or we can say to be verb, yes, the past form of to be verb, or was and were. Plus?
Verb plus ing.
Okay, verb plus ing, good. Now, what about the main event? What is the tense that we are using for the main event?
Gunman shot him. Past simple.
Past simple. Very good. What is the form?
Subject plus the second form of past verb.
Past form of the verb that has got actually two forms. Am I right? What forms?
Past.
Like for example, when we say a gunman shot him, you tell me, is it regular or irregular, this verb?
It's irregular.
Irregular. How do you know?
Because the regular one is shoot.
No.
No.
Irregular. When it is regular, it usually gets ed. Am I right?
Oh, okay. I get it.
The ed version. But the irregular one has no ed. Very good. Now about let's take a look at the next part. We are not supposed to do all of them together right now. So look at part B. This time, read the sentences and tell me which of the underlined verbs is in the past simple, which one is past perfect. Just the underlined parts.
Regulator agreed. It's past simple.
Okay.
Agreed.
Good.
Oslot had killed. Had killed is past present perfect.
Is it present?
No. Past perfect. Sorry.
Very good. So the question is between past simple and past perfect. Good. Continue.
Okay. Concluded is past simple. And had been past perfect.
All right. Now, let me ask a question about the first sentence. A reporter later agreed that Oswald had killed Kennedy. Which action between these two happened first?
Had killed Kennedy.
So, both of the sentences happened when? Present or past?
Past.
Past. Which one happened first?
Killed Kennedy. Also
very good.
Kennedy.
So had killed happened first, and then the reporter?
The reporter later agreed that.
Very good. Reporter
Also.
Agreed. So which one is past perfect, you said? Had killed, right?
Past perfect had killed, yeah.
Okay, so can I say that had killed or past perfect is always, okay, the thing that happened first in the past?
Yep.
Very good. So there is a sequence.
So I would just say, is there any form so had perfect came before past
No,
past perfect.
there is no before than past perfect. It's just
Okay.
there is nothing before past perfect. It's just first past simple and then it's past perfect.
I just said can some sentences expect to past perfect.
I know what you're talking about. If it is Sajjad, if it is a story, okay, and you are just talking about some things, one thing happening after another, okay, you don't even need past perfect. You go for. Have you seen it in a stories like they went home, it was dark, they opened the door, they went inside, they heard a noise. Look, you see, it's all past simple. So when does it become past perfect? When it is like what is important?
It's a background story.
It's like when there is a sequence. Am I right? Something else matters. Something happened, but something happened before that. All right?
So, okay.
Good. Let's do something. Let me get a screenshot of this. Oh, before we move on, can you tell me the form of past perfect? We said past simple, we said past continuous. What is the form of past perfect?
As subject plus
Mhm.
had plus the past from the verb.
Is it the past form of the verb?
I'd kill.
What about the next one? Had been a conspiracy. So been is the past form?
That's past participle.
Very good. So we have past participle of the verb. Now I have a question. How can we make it negative? Like can you make, like, for example, there had been a conspiracy. Can you make it negative?
There had not been a conspiracy.
Very good. So it is had plus
negative form.
Not plus what? Past participle.
Past participle.
Can you tell me the question form?
Had plus subject.
First, can we make the question together? There had been a conspiracy.
Had there conspiracy?
Again, louder.
Had there? What's the sentences you said?
Yeah, there you have it here. There had been a conspiracy. Right here. You're trying to make the question. Okay.
Had there been a conspiracy?
Very good. Had plus there plus been, which is the past participle. Had plus. Can you help me?
Had plus subject.
And?
Had there plus. Had there plus past participle.
Good.
And the rest of the sentence.
Okay, and the rest of the sentence. Good. So we can say that the first one is positive form, then we have the negative form, and then we have the question form. Sajjad, before we move on, can you tell me the past simple's negative form?
Past simple's concluded. Okay, let me. Gunman shot him. Gunman didn't shot him.
So it is subject plus
subject plus did plus not.
And
the rest. Plus past from the verb.
Is it the past form of the verb? Gunman didn't shot him.
Yeah, gunman didn't shot him.
So, like, I went to school, I didn't went to school.
Okay. The simple.
Very good. The
Simple
basic
verb, yeah.
form of the verb.
The gunman didn't shoot him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what is the question form?
Uh, did you did did gunman shoot him?
Good. So it is did plus.
Subject.
Mm-hmm.
The basic form of the verb and the
Mm-hmm.
response.
Good. We are not done. The past continuous. Come on, you can do this. What's the negative?
Okay. We're not
Okay.
preparing.
So was or
Were
where plus not.
Verb plus ing.
What about the question form?
Is there, I think.
Again?
No. Is there? No, there's no.
Let's think about it. His team were preparing for blah blah blah. How do you make a question out of it?
His team were. Is he were in blah blah blah.
Think more, Sajjad.
Um,
Why are you using is? Is the sentence in the present form or past
Nope.
form?
That's possible.
So, you already have a to be verb.
Okay. We must use, I think, did.
Look at here.
No.
This is our sentence. His team were preparing.
His team were prepared. Where is prepared?
Uh-huh.
Where is no? Really?
Yeah.
Where his team?
So was or where?
Plus subject.
Subject plus.
Verb plus ing.
Very good. Were his team preparing? That's it. Thank you. Now we are okay with the question form. With the forms. So let's continue and move into the rule. We set the rule, so we don't need this. Take a look at this part.
Okay.
All the information is about Nelson Mandela's release from the prison. So read it and complete the text with phrases A to H. You don't need to say, okay? Just finish it and then we can check.
I was in the crowd of the train. It's a hot day. there was a large suddenly one of the branches
So,
let me what's the okay.
all right. So, tell me from number one.
Number one, it was a hot day,
Mm-hmm.
and when he finally arrived
Mm-hmm.
to see Mandela walk free from the prison,
Mm-hmm.
he had been in a prison for 27 years.
Mm-hmm. At one point.
At one point, see,
Mm-hmm. We heard
when
some shots, but
we heard some shots, but the most people stayed calm.
good for.
People, were talking to each other and singing
Good.
songs.
What about five?
Number five is H. Many people had climbed onto it to get a better view.
Six.
One of the branches broke.
Seven.
Seven is D. 50,000 people were waiting.
There was a huge wait. Again? Are you sure about
There
number
was a
7? 50,000 people were waiting. There was a huge cheer. I think this is when he finally arrived, there was a huge cheer. Am I right?
Yeah.
So this sounds better.
Okay.
Okay. So one of them was wrong, the other ones that you said. I think number 1 is 50,000 people were waiting. Yeah, number 1 is D.
So,
Okay. And number 8?
The number one is D. And D, where's D is, I think. So,
okay, number 8
is to hear what Mandela says.
Okay, great. Now, you need to look at this part. This one will be done in details. Okay, so you are going to think about a news story. Okay, it can be even a news story that I know, Sajjad. Okay, you can choose the Ukrainian plane. I don't know, Pelasko's fire, anything you like. We want more details. You're gonna think about these 4 sentences. Take 2 minutes Take some notes, prepare yourself, and then tell me the story. So look at the questions, take some notes, and go on. Try to think about it when you are using the background information, what tense you can use, when you are sequencing things. So we want different. What is the tense that you mostly will use, Sajjad?
What's the tense? Past.
Mostly past, yes, different forms of past. Okay, so think about it when you're taking notes. Go on.
Sure.
Whenever you're ready, you can go on and begin.
Okay. مهار کردن آتیش.
Stop fire.
Stop.
Stop fire. Do you need to get water? If you need, it's okay. You are smoking too much, I guess.
Not really these days, but
Okay.
okay.
Go on.
So the news was about a Plasco, the big plastic, the big there was a tall building in the middle of the town called Plasco, and it was shop center.
Mm-hmm.
So the last floor of Plasco was on fire. So firemen had to stop the fire immediately because there was so many no sarmaye. What's the sarmaye?
Investment, you mean?
Yeah, too many investment of so many people was in that center. So they had to stop the fire immediately. But that fire goes to another fire. So there was, I think, the gas tank was on the top floor. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess nobody knows why.
I don't know why, but when the firemen see it's going to explode that gas tank on top, so they immediately ran and evacuum. So no, it's what's the
Evacuated.
Evacuate, yeah. Evacuate the place. So, but some of them can't leave. So, explode happened, and the whole building crashed down. And after 2 weeks, I think they can't still stop the fire when they put some or what?
Imagine you don't know the word, Sajjad.
Okay. When they put some, okay, let's say trash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When they put some trash beside, the fire was flaming underneath.
Oh my god. So nobody could
building,
stop
yeah.
the fire. Okay,
No,
what were
no
you
one could
doing?
stop the
I mean, in that time, what were you doing? Who were you with? What did you think? How did you feel?
I was in the school. The school almost finished, so we want to go to the restaurant and eat something for the lunch. So at that time, one of my girlfriend's friend call him and tell my friend Mamad. I think we have Mamad number.
Yeah.
So the Plasco was it's on fire. So we immediately pack our bags and go to the Plasco with the motorcycle. And I don't know why we just watched the Plasco. And when it happened to fall down, you see that scene.
I know. Okay. You can stop. Take a look at the chat box for me, Sajjad.
So many people.
Okay. What do you think is the problem with the first sentence? There was too many investment of so many people.
There was, I don't know.
Too many, and there was.
Okay, there were. Okay.
I'm not talking about the vocabulary items, whether they are correct or false or anything, but we know that we cannot use was in here, so there were like too many, blah blah blah. Okay, the next one, next sentence.
That fire goes to another fire. I don't know what's the word for that. I just said.
The problem is not the word, Sajjad. Think about the tense. That fire goes every day to another fire?
That fire went.
That fire went. We have no problems with the vocabulary items. We are not thinking about them right now. We are thinking about the time. That fire wind to another fire. Okay.
All right, now that you're back, let's get to business. Let's talk. Guys, what I really think about the lesson is that, first of all, it was a Sunday evening, so, you know, give me the chance to explain myself. Yes, at times I was not really prepared, especially with instructions. I sometimes just used the book's instruction. I tried to avoid a lot of teacher talking time by just reading the instruction of the book. But yeah, it was also the sign that I was not really prepared. The other thing that I paid attention to was that about the word, when I was teaching the blocking vocabulary item conspiracy theory, as you may have seen, I didn't give enough repetition to my students. So I didn't work on the pronunciation very well. We usually say that, okay, I should teach the meaning of the word, my student should see the form, and he should get the chance to actually repeat the word a couple of times so that he understands how to pronounce the word. MPF, meaning, pronunciation, and form. As you may have seen, I had to give like repetitions later on to him because he couldn't really pronounce the word when he wanted to use it. And with some students, this student of mine is a sharp one. I mean, he's wise, he's a gamer, he's very much into technology, he has really great confidence, he's self-confident like really well, really much. But with some students, if they don't know the pronunciation, they just avoid using the word. So it can become trouble, it can create trouble for you. And so this is about the vocabulary part. Now let's talk about the grammar part. I think about the reading, I was really successful. He read the reading, even when, there were not too many blocking vocabulary items, just the conspiracy theory. And even when he asked other words meanings, I didn't give them to him. Usually I ask my students at this stage to think about it. Can they continue reading and can they understand the whole idea of the paragraph if they don't know that word that they're so obsessed with the meaning? And if they say yes, I will ask them to go on and read it. But if they say no, then I will understand that maybe my student is wrong, or maybe I had to anticipate this coming. It could be either of them, but I give the meaning right afterwards. I don't, I am not picky. I don't become like strict in that moment. I give it to them. So, about the grammar, I think that with intermediate students, because they've had enough exposure to the past forms, here we are talking about past simple, past continuous, and past perfect, I could have done something different. Instead of asking him for the form, like one by one subject, verb, ing, I could have given him the forms and then given him the sentences. I could just ask him questions like, okay, this sentence, is it past simple or past continuous or past perfect? He would tell me, I would write next to them, and then I could just ask him to match. Okay, and I think it would have been easier and faster. So discovery learning is sort of easier and better. I could have saved a lot of time if I had used discovery learning here. And instead of that, I went for just presenting. I think I used PPP. I presented, then I asked questions, and again I presented, I asked questions, and I presented. I could have just added some task for the form to those, because the book, I really love a Speak Out book series because they are neat, really designed well. They usually have the, your CCQs, the questions that you ask to check whether your students have got the concept of the grammar correctly. Like, for example, okay, for past perfect, we ask like, which action happened first in the past? Like, if my student can tell me, then I will understand that, okay, this student of mine have got the idea of past perfect here. So these questions, these types of questions, usually are like CCQs. They check whether my student remembers or knows at all the concept of past perfect. It's break time in here, so I'm sure that it's pretty loud. I'm gonna try to wrap it up faster. But let's say that apart from that, I think that my objective was met. So my students understood, my students sort of learned past forms, reviewed past forms. He got the chance of activation, but because of my weird time management, he didn't have enough time to activate the past forms, and I didn't get the chance to correct him as well as I could because I think I didn't use discovery learning, and I spent a lot of time on clarification stage, the part where I was working on the form, the meaning, and the pronunciation of the grammar. So yeah, that was, I think, the most important part. But if you see any other things that you think is worth mentioning, if you got any tips for me that can make my lessons more efficient for my students, then go ahead and put a comment for me right there. Write it in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want me to record more lessons like this, just go ahead and ask, and I will do it. I love you. Don't forget to share the video with your friends, and bye-bye.